Hello guys, and welcome to my first guide on one of the Overwatch characters, and we're going to be covering Genji. When you get into the selection screen, Genji is the far left character in the screen you can actually pick, and he falls into the offensive role. He also has a difficulty rating of 3 stars, which means he is extremely hard to master and takes a lot of time and patience in knowing what Genji's pros and his cons are, and when the best time to use the particular character. Now, depending on where you are, if you're on the selection screen, if you hit the little blue icon in the top right just under Genji's name, which is the blue exclamation mark, or if you're just in the game itself, if you're F1, it will bring up what we call the overview of the character itself, or all his abilities and his ultimate, which he actually has. The first ability we're going to cover is the one on the far right, which is the Cyber Agility. Now, thanks to Genji being as part cyborg, it gives him access to be able to climb up walls to a certain degree and also to perform double jumps in midair, so he can jump once and then jump again. Now for the PC, that is space. I don't know what it is on the PS4 or the Xbox One. I believe it's A and X, but don't quote me on that one. And this ability allows you to be able to get to certain height areas which other characters may struggle to get, and this also allows you to be able to flank enemies from certain areas which they wouldn't expect. And also, it allows you to be able to potentially dodge incoming fire and hopefully keep you surviving a lot longer. So it is a really good ability to use, and it is a really good ability to have. And it makes him very, very unique in what he can do. Because plus he's a ninja, he's got to be able to do the flips and somersaults and all that kind of stuff as well. Now, his next ability, which is his primary weapons, is the Shuriken. Now, him being a ninja, I think you expect him to have the shurikens. That's one thing I always expect ninjas to have. His first fire mode, which is the left mouse or the right trigger, depending on which side of the platform you're playing on. This fires a burst of 3 shurikens in a straight line, and it's more precise when you're trying to aim for someone. And then his second fire mode, which is the left trigger or the right mouse button on the PC, is the burst mode, which fires again 3 shurikens, but one to the left, one to the middle, and one to the right. And this is actually quite useful for when you're trying to get an enemy that is moving very, very quickly and you just don't think you can get them. So you can fire the burst off and hopefully hit them. And in many cases it does work. And it also at close range as well, if you do use the burst action, it's like a shotgun effect for me in most circumstances, where you'll potentially hit the target with 3 shurikens in one go, and does a lot of damage and potentially kill them in one hit as well. So it's a very something you've got to use. Make sure you use your primary and your secondary fire modes while being Genji. Now moving on to his next ability, which is Swift Strike. Genji will dart forward, slashing with his katana and passing through foes in his path. If Genji eliminates a target, he can instantly use this ability again. Now it's left shift on the PC and the LB button on the control pad. And this is very, very useful for either trying to finish off an enemy on low health, or it's actually quite good as an ability to get away. So if you feel like you're going to take damage, it allows you to burst forward for at least 15 meters, and it has an 8-second cooldown period. But again, this allows you to be able to get out of sticky situations in such a hurry, or if you choose to, finish off a character. And it is something that I try and use most of the time, and it's something you just need to make sure you keep using as well, because there's certain circumstances you just totally forget about it. Genji's fourth ability, on the second to the left, is a very, very powerful defensive ability, I've got to say, which is absolutely amazing, and actually can turn out into an offensive ability as well, which is Deflect. Now, that is the RB button on the control pads and E on the PC as default, and what this allows you to do, with lightning quick swipes of his sword, Genji reflects an oncoming projectile and sends it rebounding towards his opponent. Now, I don't think that works with non-physical projectiles. I think it only works with physical ones, so bullets, explosive rounds and stuff like that. Anything else like May's ability and Symmetra's ability doesn't seem to warrant... I even think Winston's lightning ability doesn't seem to be able to be deflected back, so you'll still take damage regardless. I could be wrong on this, I don't know, so let me know in the comments below if it is otherwise, but as far as I'm aware, that is the main thing. But it is very useful for taking out certain characters, especially like Bastion, who fires his minigun at you. If you hit that ability right, you'll wipe him out instantly because it deflects all the projectiles directly back at him. Now, Genji's final ability is his ultimate, which is Dragon's Blade. Now, this gives access to Genji pulling out his katana for a brief period of time, and he can deliver killing strikes to any target within his reach. Now, this ability does a lot of damage, it has a good range, and its duration is about 9 seconds. Now, if you want to activate this, on the PC it's Q, on the Xbox One it's Y, and triangle on the PS4. Now, the cool thing about most of Genji's abilities, especially with even Dragon's Blade, is the fact that he can still use his Swift Strike, he can still use his Deflect, and his Cyber Agility, all in combination with his Dragon's Blade. And this allows him to be able to, in the right hands, be devastating and win matches straight off the bat. And one thing to keep in mind with Genji as well is he is a squishy character. So if anybody gets a few hits on you, you're good as dead. You only have 200 health, so it's something to keep in mind of. And if someone attacks you from the left or the right or from behind when you're not looking, you're dead. And also if you get close to any particular characters like Mei or Roadhog or Bastion and they get you unaware, again, you're dead because they do a lot of damage at close range. And Genji's not the kind of character to get too close combat with a lot of characters because if you get surrounded, again, you're good as dead. So it's something to keep in mind. Genji's all about using the opportunities you get, flanking your enemies, going around the backs, taking characters one-on-one situations, and also, if needed, to reflect damage back to finish them off. And if need be, get out of there in a quick and a hurry. Because again, he's got the dodge ability, and he also has the slice forward ability, which is a very, very good way to escape. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hopefully you've agreed with most of the comments I've said. If you've got any other general comments about Genji or any hints or tips or anything that I've said wrong you disagree with, then by all means leave them in the comments below. If you want to check out any videos I'm doing right now on my channel, hit the eye in the top right there. Give that a nice little click from it. As always, it is appreciated. And if you want to help me to get to my goal of 500 subscribers, then by all means, please subscribe to my channel. Again, always, it is appreciated. But yeah, stay tuned next time for another guide I'll be covering on. Potentially that will be down the line getting towards McCree, as he's the next character in the left. We'll be going from left to right all the way through. But yeah, until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Well, that's like a Bastion on that team.
Oh god, I got pushed off. No!
Oh, fucking Farah came round. I didn't even see her. I thought it